Today on Divorce Court.
I'm here today to make my relationship with Erby better. He's irresponsible, disorganized, and doesn't know much about relationships.
She's a big diva, not little, a big diva. She thinks about herself more, and sometimes you do have to compromise.
I want the judge to tell Erby things that he can improve on. It's good to get a third person's advice. We're not perfect.
I want the judge to tell Jasmee that sometimes you got to listen to your partner.
Erby, I want you to be more responsible and learn a little bit more about relationships.
Divorce Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lynn Toler presiding.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here with Jasmee Toor and Erby Joseph. The two of you have been together for 2 years. You are having difficulties in your relationship, so you have come to see me. I'm going to start with you, Ms. Toor. Why don't you tell me a little bit about your relationship and why you're here in divorce court today?
Yes. So I moved across the country. I'm originally from Vancouver, BC, Canada, and I moved to Montreal, Quebec. And the first year, Erby and I were together. It was a long-distance relationship. So basically, we see each other every month or every 2 months. When things got serious after our first year, I feel like when we moved in together, I saw that he's very irresponsible, disorganized, and also has a lot of things to learn about being in a relationship.
Okay. When you say he's irresponsible, give me some stories that would lead me to believe that's true.
So he's always getting parking tickets. We're both entrepreneurs, so like every dollar counts. And even when we started dating, like he would just park anywhere and not pay. And when I saw it getting really bad is when he would get notices that if you don't pay your parking tickets, your license is gonna be revoked. If your license is gonna be revoked, he's not gonna be able to run his business because he has a perfume business, and right now he doesn't have a particular shop, so he needs to deliver the perfume.
Joseph, do you not put the dollar in the meter and for the parking?
I think I can fix that, but she's saying that I did not put the parking ticket in. So it was for love, right? She was there. I parked. There was no room, no parking spot. So I parked.
But that's
there.
one time. You're habitually an errant parker.
Yes, I am. But there's a but. You know, you can put all the ticket in the same time and pay per month. So that won't not affect my license. And my license.
But why would you? You know, I wrote a book called My Mother's Rules, and one of them was don't pay the stupid tax. And you know what the example I gave was? Not parking in the right spot, because you can cost yourself hundreds of dollars every year not parking in the right spot. Why would you waste your money like that?
I need to change that. I'm not perfect.
Okay, all right, good enough, good enough. What is your main complaint about Ms. Toor?
She had a problem when she drinks sometimes.
What does she do when she drinks?
Her behavior changed sometimes. She know how to drink, no problem, but sometimes she put me at risk because I don't know how she's gonna turn.
Okay. Give me your best example of her putting you at risk with her drinking.
We went to New York for a business trip. Everything was all right. We went to the hotel. We nailed all our objectives. So it was a good day, a good trip. So at the end, we said, okay, let's go out and, you know, have fun and change our mind a little bit. Because we've been drinking a little bit at the restaurant, at the hotel. Everything was all right. Then we went for a walk in New York Street. It was busy. Then suddenly she just changed.
And what'd she do?
She changed to Mrs. Toor another way. She turned to somebody else.
Well, describe this new person.
This new person is not lovely as she used to. She's a bit more mean. She crossed the street without looking. I'm like, hey, come on.
Y'all just a menace on the road. You don't park right. She crosses the street without looking. This is terrible. It's terrible.
It's terrible.
You say she has unrealistic expectations of you. Why do you say that?
Because she's kind of diva. So she got the divalicious way, right? And I don't have no problem with that because I think whoever's a diva know what they want.
Right.
But sometimes they need to understand that we are two in the team. Because with her, it's our way or no way.
Her way or no way.
Yeah.
Well, you say that he's irresponsible, that he doesn't really understand what it takes to live on his own.
Yeah.
Why don't you explain, give me some examples of why you believe that?
he's never lived on his own before. Like,
Okay.
he has like a 5-year plan. He's been an entrepreneur. So for him to save money and keep his business running, he's been living with his parents. I'm 33. I've been on my own since I was 19 years old. So I know what it's like. Like, I've always paid for my rent. I've always paid for my bills. So I had to grow up really fast. And I've always been very good with my finances. I've even, in my 20s, I bought myself like a condo. So like, I know how it is to...
What was he doing with his money?
Well, I don't know what he was doing back in the day, but one thing is, even when I was with him, he would lose his bank card every week. Like, even when we were doing a long-distance relationship, he was losing his money. And even, we went to Cuba once, and now I don't even trust him to give my debit card or my license or any money. He loses the money. Like, Cuba is a communist country, so they don't take visas or debit cards.
Just
They only
cash.
Yeah, just cash. So it was so funny because we were on a budget, and he's like, okay, let's go to this breakfast. It's reasonably priced. I'm like, okay. But he puts most of the money in his pocket, and the money fell out of his pocket, and I'm sure the waiter was really happy that day. And he got mad at me because I'm just like, okay, well, you should just gave me the money. I should have put it in my purse. Or why do you have to take that whole stack of money? We could have just gone to a 5-star hotel and had a grand buffet breakfast.
Right, and now you lost all that cash.
Lost all that cash.
Mr. Joseph, what happened with the cash in Cuba?
What happened with the cash in Cuba? Just to say, first, yeah, I stayed at my parent home for a reason, because that did save money.
Right.
It helped me to move, because doing networking costs a lot of money.
No, that makes, I don't fault you for that at all.
Thank
That
you
makes
very
all
much.
the sense in the world.
Yes, yes. For the Cuba thing, I did lost $60, right? First, we wanted to experience Cuba life.
I thought he lost like 600 or something. You know, he lost $60.
Come on.
I don't know, it was not
She got
$60.
pissed. And the thing she didn't say, yeah, I lost it on the street because I was doing a services for a friend because he have a brother-in-law live in Cuba. And when I said, hey, baby, I lost the money, she started screaming at me instead of looking at the money with me. Yeah. She's like, found the money and screaming at me. I'm like, can you just help me and look down too?
That is a lie. Think about someone that's always losing their bank card, losing money all the time, getting parking tickets. It was just like, it got to a point where I'm just like, oh God. And he was actually getting mad at me for something that he lost.
Okay. Well, now I want to turn back to her divaliciousness.
Yes.
Because you say she's such a diva. You were somewhere in Toronto on Fashion Week, and you had to take the bus, and she got hot because she didn't get the seat that she wanted on the bus. So that's what I want to talk about now. Did she get mad about the seat you got, though?
Oh, yeah.
What'd she say?
Oh, I don't like the bus. She didn't behind me. Oh, yeah.
First of all, that bus was so hood. Like, if I wanted to...
Well, it's the bus.
Yeah.
See?
So, Mr. Joseph, what happened on the bus?
What happened on the bus? Mrs. Toor, who she's a diva, she said, yes, I lost my thing. I'm an entrepreneur, so I'm more clockwise. And I tell her the bus on the way back to Montreal will leave at 2 p.m., right?
Right.
So I told her, if you want a good, nice seat, we got to go earlier. But with her, she got to wake up, take her time, take a 30-minute shower, do her hair, do her makeup. By the time we reach for the bus stop was 1:50. So there was a line.
Right.
So how the hell are we going to find, sorry, not how the hell, but how are we going to get a good seat? I got to compose. I got to stay polite. I'm sorry, this is what it is.
That's not a word. No, hey, man, that's okay.
So how are we going to find a seat if we came at 1:50? I'm like, and your divas world is work, but right now they're real people.
Did you get mad about the seat?
Okay.
Oh, yes.
First of all, that bus was so hood. Like, if I wanted to...
Well, it's the bus.
Yeah, but also...
See? Thank you.
That bus looked like it was infested with a bunch of germs. And first of all, that's a lie. I did not complain about picking a particular seat. He was getting mad at me because he got in a fight with the bus driver. Because
Why did he get in a fight with the bus driver?
From what I remember, the guy he's like, it's too last minute. You're going to have to catch the other bus. And they want to take our luggage to put underneath. And I don't know what happened because I was getting us food. We didn't have breakfast. When I'm coming to get the food, he's yelling at the bus driver because he gets really angry. He's always at war all the time. That's how Erby Joseph is. With him, he's always defensive.
Were you fighting with the bus driver?
There was a reason, because we came at 1:50. As soon as we reached at 1:50.
Which is her fault.
She said she wanted to eat.
Right.
So she wanted to eat. I'm like, maybe you're going to grab something fast. No, she ordered, I don't know what she ordered, but it's going to take time, like 12 minutes. So I got to find a way to that guy to wait for us.
Oh, because she's out there being a hot mess trying to catch the bus.
So she can get her food, and I found a way to distract the guy, and he took my luggage the wrong way. I said, what's wrong with you? Then I argue, and I buy time. That's what I did. But I never had a chance to explain that to her because she's a diva. She never listened to the real story.
Right. Did she get mad about the seat you got, though?
Oh, yeah.
What'd she say?
Oh, I don't like the bus. If she didn't behind me, she cannot, like, you know, when you just
Recline.
and because of her, I think I lost her license.
How did you lose the license?
Oh, no, you know, I get stressed sometimes because she talk.
Judge, it's a, sorry, Judge, just like I told you, he loses his debit card, he'll lose any card.
Well, what'd you let him have your license for if you know he loses everything?
We went out, it was actually my mistake. I actually thought, I'm just like, oh, Jasmine, you were stupid. Because last night we went out, and usually I don't like to take my purse, so I'm like, babe, why don't you keep my license and my debit card? So he lost my debit card and he lost my driver license.
Did you lose her debit card and her driver's license?
2018. If you lose a debit card, you can cut it. It's easy.
So it's not a problem.
It's actually not a problem.
So you don't deny doing it, you just say it's not that big a deal.
Yeah, I did not deny. I think it's happened. I got to work on it. True.
That and the parking tickets.
Yes.
You're gonna work on both of those things. Well, Ms. Toor says that you still act like you're a single guy, and I want her to explain what she means by that.
I noticed there's some messages that he had exchanged with some woman I've never heard of. And he's like, I'll take the passenger seat, and you take the driver's seat. I don't know what that meant.
I don't either.
Yeah.
Let's ask him. Would you change your high-maintenance ways to please your low-maintenance partner? Tell us what you think at Divorce Court. So, Ms. Toor, you say that he acts like he's still single. Tell me what he does.
He's never been in a very serious relationship where I have.
Right.
And we were in Cuba, and we were doing tourist things, and we were both using our phones to take pictures. We were in the sun all day. He went to go take a nap, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go check the pictures that you took on your phone for me to text myself. So anyways, I went on his phone, and I was texting myself some of the pictures that we took that day, and I noticed there were some messages that he had exchanged with some woman I've never heard of. And some of the messages that I saw was, he was speaking with a woman that he met at a networking event, and he was gonna go meet her at the club, and she's sending him pictures of her with the girl. She's like, oh, I'm gonna be very naughty today. And he's like, I'll take the passenger seat. And he's like, you take the driver's seat. I don't know what that meant.
I don't either.
Yeah.
Let's ask him. What's that mean, Mr. Joseph?
Okay. That story is one story, but here's the thing.
Well, you don't care to address that story?
No, I will address, but there's always a concept.
Okay.
That was the malicious way to put it out.
It's the larger picture.
Exactly. There's always a larger picture. So here's what happened. She said in Cuba, but guess what? My phone didn't have no lock. There was no password, because I'm okay for her to look into my stuff, right? 2018, real love, you can look, no problem. But the thing is, it's true. But the thing is, I used to be single. I'm in perfume, working with women. But that's why I'm going to ask you advice for me for that question. I think you can help me on that. Because as a single man, you know, I have a life before her, just she had a life before me. She wasn't a couple, I was a single man. So as a single man, now that I'm with her and I love her, I got to release all those girls that was around.
Right.
But I want to do it in a good way, in a proper way, you know? I cannot be rude.
You want to drop them slowly so they don't get hurt by the fall.
Yeah, you don't want people to fall. There's no reason to be rude.
Right.
So that's my issue with her, but I never had a chance to talk with her until now because she never listened to me anyway. So if you think twice, Cuba, my phone was open. Yes, that thing with that girl was quite funny. And that girl texted me because she was coming to Montreal. She asked me first, where are the best club to go? Because, you know, I know my thing in Montreal. I said, you can go there. Then she surprised me, with my girlfriend. I'm like, it's her sweet kind of way because slowly I'm going to push her.
Slowly letting her know that she's no longer in your life.
Exactly.
And she happened to catch the conversation.
Oh, she went crazy in Cuba.
And also, Judge, like it's funny because I heard this cheesy line that he said to me when we first started dating. He said the same thing to that girl. He's like, oh, you're the leader of the pack. Boy said the same thing to me, and I thought that was cheesy as hell. Oh, I said
No,
hell,
I can
sorry.
explain that.
Is that your
Leader of the
standard
pack.
line,
Hell
though?
no.
You the leader of the pack?
No,
Does that get you where you're going?
No, because I think that I say her she's the leader of the pack in a way for a business, who she is, but the girl was sending a picture, there were three, and her face was in the front. I'm like, oh, you're the leader of the pack. I didn't think that way. She brought it to me, I'm like, come on.
But you did use it with her.
It's a different way.
Different line.
Different line.
exact
Same
words.
line, different context.
If you say to somebody, oh, you're beautiful today, and I said, baby, you're beautiful. See, the tone of voice is completely different.
I see. I got you. So it's all about the context.
All about the context.
Tone and context.
Always.
You say you're high maintenance. Mr. Joseph knew it when he got with you, and he needs to deal with it. So, are you high maintenance?
I wouldn't say I'm high maintenance. I have high standards. I'm a businesswoman. I came from, I made a big sacrifice. Like I moved across the city. Sorry,
Well,
across
have
the
you
country.
had to lower your standards to be with him?
I felt like I did because since I've been with him, I lived a very comfortable lifestyle, and it wasn't like I was like my ex-boyfriend had a lot of money. I worked hard for where I was, but with him, there's like been a lot of financial issues that I've never dealt before. Like I've actually helped him improve on his eating habits because he's an entrepreneur. He's always eating fast food, where I always work
What's
out.
that got to do with living standards?
But that's what he thinks that's high maintenance. Where I just like to eat
That you
healthy.
won't allow him to eat fast food?
That's what he thinks.
That's
He thinks
not
that's
true.
high maintenance. Where I'm
Did
just
she
trying
make
to
you
keep a
stop
healthy.
eating fast food?
Ask her who cook at home.
Who cooks at home?
We both cook.
Oh, hell no.
And
I cook all the time.
do you know why?
I cook all the time.
Because he's a
I got you. I got you. I think I see what's going on here. How would you react if your partner felt they lowered their standards for you? Share your opinion on Twitter and Instagram at Divorce Court. Divorce Court will be right back. I don't know if you remember everything you said, Mr. Joseph, but at one point you said that you wanted some advice from me.
Yes.
What's the nature of that advice?
To seek help, because you're a more experienced woman. You know,
But specifically, what do you want me to get her to stop doing?
first to listen to me
To listen
and compromise.
and to compromise. What do you want me to get him to stop doing?
be more responsible and not jump into conclusions. Like, he always thinks the worst, where he can actually take time to listen to me for me to explain things to him so he doesn't jump into conclusion. I feel like he's always at war all the time. And sometimes he just
Yeah,
needs to-
hothead.
Hot.
Me, no, I'm chill, I'm cool, I'm smooth. I'm very smooth. Because the thing is, she's coming from a corporate life. I'm an entrepreneur. It's a very different lifestyle.
Wait, I got you. I got you. Listen, I like you both. I think you're both high maintenance. And I think you both want things just this way, just this how. But you love each other, you're together, and, you know, keep each other. Stay with each other. You don't bother the rest of us. This matter is adjourned.
So you were called a diva quite a few times out there. I think he even may have said you're diva-licious, was it?
Yeah, I don't know where that
Has that
comes from.
affected your relationship, and how has it?
I don't think it affected the relationship. I have high standards. There's certain things that I like, and I know what I want.
Was it diva-licious? Is that the word you used?
Diva-licious.
Diva-licious.
Yeah.
Give me the definition of that exactly.
Because a diva is still delicious, but you have diva's way,
So,
right?
Right, okay.
So when something is delicious, that means it's good.
That's good.
Yeah.